I've created a new challenge for myself, and it was really fun. But before we get into it, just a reminder that this episode was recorded live on my live stream in my channel. So if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe so you can see when I go live and do silly stuff like this one. But the idea here was that I want to give me 1 hour to connect this area here on this side, on the right side. So this was the latest town that we built, and we also built this industry, that intersection, and the new ore industry on the last episode as well, and that connection to the train line. So we have this weird gap in the middle, and not there, but like at the downside. So we have that old town in the left side, and I want to bring this all together and connect everything a little bit. We have this farm here and this weird gap in between all that. So yeah, my mouse is showing what we had in the live stream, so don't worry about where I'm pointing there. And this is the old area, what I was calling money-making. And now it's time for me to remove all that. So we are finally removing this old area and making sure that we can work on this in the near future. Look at the population, we had 18,000 almost, and this will go down to 15,500. So this will be our initial population for the challenge, as all the houses here will be demolished and we will reach that number. So keep an eye on that, and you just double check what I'm saying. Just don't trust blindly what I'm telling you. But later on, I'll also remove most of these roads. I'll leave some service in here for the moment because we are using them, but I'll remove like parks, remove schools and all that stuff. So looking here on our goal, I'll give myself 1 hour to build in this area here at the center. I'm not building in the where we have the resource for the ore industry because we are probably using that. But I want to connect as much as possible. You see at the end how much I managed to connect here, but this is a big challenge. It was a little bit more difficult than I initially thought. I started and I was like, yeah, we have time. And then I look at the clock and it was like, oh, we just have like 15 minutes. So it's harder than it looks. But I want to do as much as possible. I'll start from the right side and bring everything to the highway, to the train line, into that to our new town. That's how we call it, which now is old, but I'm still calling it new town. But yeah, this is the goal here. I just preparing everything before we jump into it, and I'll add a clock on the right bottom side of the screen so you can see how much time we have left. This will be run 4 times faster than what I did, so obviously the timer will follow that. But yeah, this is, just look at this, and this is the area that we are focused and that we will build. So everything is ready, and we will restart the timer in just a second. I'm just completely off here on my timelines, but yeah, we are starting right now. So as you can see, I've added the timer there at the bottom and near where we have the camera's options and the move it mode, and I've started adding the roads here on this town. So I'll try to keep the same format as we were doing already. So all the roads here will follow this weird pattern It's kind of messy, following some sort of grid. Everything is straight lines, and we just have T junctions. We don't have any four-way interchange there, just to make our life easier. Just as a reminder as well that my goal here is not to get everything perfect, it's just to build as much as I can during this time. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I expect, and at the end you see, there would be things that I've done wrong that could have been done better, or things that are missing, and all that sort of stuff. So our next episode will be going back to all this that we did and trying to fix all that. So, but yeah, here we are having fun. We have a lot of traffic, but I think I didn't show you before here. I think I cut that part, but we had about 85% of traffic. That won't stay like that for long, I assure you. That would be crazy. So I did that part at the top, and I thought, I have time, like just 7 minutes in, and still have 53 minutes. And then this started to go just downhill from there. I started to do more complex stuff, like adding bridges and making new connections, trying to build an underpass. But what I'm trying here is basically how I build all my new suburbs and all new areas. If you look at my previous videos or any future videos as well, you see that I can I actually start building all the roads like I did here, and after the roads I'll start working on pathways, and then sometimes I do the service and the zoning, or sometimes I do that the other way around, do the zoning and then the service. So this is the same model that I'm following here. I think that keeps me focused on the task that I have at hand, and I think the results are good. Anyway, I think we've managed to grow this a lot, and I'm happy with the final result there. So while I finish these roads here, I will leave for a while, and I'll be back soon in the next stage of the build. This is one of the things that I should have done here. I'm actually upgrading this avenue to use the new model that we are using everywhere else. And like, this is not the goal of the challenge. I was completely sidetracked there. But this is me. Like, sometimes I just lose the focus on the task that I'm doing and start doing other things as well. But I'm back now, and we'll keep building the road layout for this new area. One of the things that I thought here was to actually add a few bridges there to connect both sides of the highway. There isn't many, and I thought it would be a good idea to actually get that in there. I think between the train line and the highway to the north, or to the upper side of the screen, I will leave some areas there for service, especially now that we are removing everything from that old area that we had. I think we need a new area for that, and that might be the place. Not completely sure yet, but I will move this garbage collection that we have right there on the right side of the screen up to that area, and we will see how that goes. But here we are starting the second stage of my build, and here is where I look at this and start to be a little bit worried, because we were just doing pathways, and I was like, yeah, it seems like I took a lot more time than I initially thought for this. I will also leave some areas open here for parks, and as I mentioned before, I want to have small pockets of parks across a lot of these different areas, and this will help with land value, this will help with entertainment, and this will help to make this city a lot greener. So that's the idea. You'll see later on that I will do the zoning for that as well, but yeah, for the moment it's just making sure that pedestrian mobility here is the best possible, and it's easy for everyone to get anywhere they want. So I will even add some pedestrian crossing going across the highway, not this one on the left, but on the one at the top. And I think this will save a lot of car trips and make people reach their destination a lot easier as well. I didn't get to do public transport, but maybe this is something that will dedicate a whole episode just for that. So I don't know yet how this all turn out. There is no detailing in this build as well, so this is very, very plain. It's just like really trying to smash as much as possible. As you can see, we have 15,597 people in there, and we still have half an hour to go, and no zoning has been done. So there is a lot to happen here. There is this area for that T interchange that I don't know what I'll do. I might build like a bigger park in there, but I'm not sure yet. I have some ideas. If you do have any ideas for that area, just let me know, and we might do that. So yeah, going for the final stage of the build there. By the way, I'm saving manually the game, and it was halfway through, as you could see. And the reason why I'm saving manually is because I removed the autosave. And the reason why I did that is that the game was crashing with the autosave. So just as a heads up why I'm doing this, and I will forgot to remove from the edited version one save or another, but yeah, that's what's happening. So these are the parking areas that I'm laying out and that we will use later on. I was a little bit confused at the beginning when I started putting out the buildings because the zoning doesn't show. So I put buildings in the wrong area, like I straight into the park. From everything I could have done, I did the zoning in the park. So the buildings will start to come up, as you can see, and I'll go back and remove all that and start redoing the zoning, just to make sure that I got it right. But before I do that, I needed basic services here. So we have our water lines. I'm doing a mix on that side at the bottom. I just did like the coverage layout for pipes, and here I'm doing the pipes on the roads. The reason why I like to do the pipes on the roads is because this is more realistic. Otherwise, like if you have a pipe going through the buildings as you have down there, if you have any issues with the water pipes, you will need to basically dig inside the building or demolish that building. It won't be good. It won't be good at all. So yeah, here I realized that I was doing the zoning on the wrong place there, and what I want is some sort of center for this area. So off in the middle there, surrounded by high density commercial, and I will spread that around. So here I'm filling that up with more industrial, and I might need to fix the zoning for these areas as well. Now, next to the highway, again doing some offices and followed by some commercial. And there we go, I'm moving that garbage collection. And then around that, I'm doing those residential areas, especially around the park as well. I think that'll look good in there and in between the highway and that town center. So that'll be all high density. I'm not like trying to reach the population number X or anything like that. So I'll have some areas here that will have low density as well. Won't be all high density. I think I just want to make sure that closer to highways and main roads we have higher density, and further away we have lower density like this. It's kind of in the middle there, and we have a lot of high density around, and that was more than enough. And I start to moving away from that craziness. And I think that actually when this grows, this looks quite nice following that pattern. So yeah. Now I'm doing the next stage, which is the service, and I forgot to do the zoning up here. So I'm back to zoning before I finish the service. And as you can see at this stage, I only have 11 minutes left. And I was like, oh, would that be enough? And I was running like crazy to try to at least get all these areas that I've built zoned and ready to go. And again, I did some zoning wrong there for the park, but I've noticed that and removed. So yeah, I was just like trying to, yeah, let's get this done. The sooner the better. But back to the service, we do need a lot of fire coverage. I've already done the health clinics and crematoriums. Then we did the police station. We did a couple in there. I think we have very good coverage. And lastly, the education. As we have a lot of high density in these areas, I've added probably more than what we need. But I think it's better because this area is growing a lot. And as you can see, everything is upgrading as I do this. So quite happy with the result here. And then I do have the time to get some basic layout for these parkings. I just forgot the parking in the industry area, but we will get to that on the next episode. So yeah, I now doing some more parks, or actually I will do some more parks just after I finish the city parks there. Just for these areas that are a bit further away from those pockets of parks, and I certainly need to add more trees in this area because this is so plain and I don't really like that. Where are all my trees? You know that I sometimes go crazy on trees, and look at my traffic now, 48%. That's just ridiculous. Like I was just so scared when I finished this episode and the traffic was completely stuck across everywhere. So yeah, we will have a lot of work in the next episode. But the next stage here was to actually use this asymmetrical road in the junctions just to make, or to try to improve traffic a little bit better and make it flow nicely in this area and like not be so bad. And the time is coming to an end, and we are just finishing now. And that's it. That's our build. And our population is still growing. I'll leave this running for a minute, and I'll show you around, and we'll come back to see how much population we achieve. We are already at 21,000 from 15 and a half. We just went 6,000. up just there, but it's still going up. But look how much better this area is with all this connected. I really like how this came together. I think like I wasn't enjoying that big gap in between those two areas here. We didn't manage to get to the left side yet, but we'll get there soon enough. So this whole area here in the middle, it's looking fantastic. And when we look from this angle, take a look at this. This is very, very nice. Let's take a look around, and going to the other side, this is all new buildings here, and this fills this area nicely. And I really like, look at the traffic there as well. But yeah, this area is crazy good. I'm really happy with the outcome. While I show you left and right here, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this challenge, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have a YouTube channel and you do Cities Skylines videos, or if you like to play, just try the challenge for yourself and let me know how this turned out. So I think you enjoy it, but stick to the time. And going back to the city now, you'll see that we've reached a new milestone, so 24,000 people. And how good is that? From 15.5 to 24,000. So it was a lot. So pretty good growth in there. This area is looking much better. There are more areas that we can work here, and certainly we'll have a lot to do the next episode. So I'll see you there. Bye bye.